Hi everyone, today is Sunday, January 26th, and we're doing the reading for the week of January 26th, 2020. And remember, as I always remind you, if you're seeing this message and it's not exactly the week that I just shared, it really does not matter. I just like to post the date just for the sake of posting it, but whenever you see the message is exactly when that message is meant for you. So we're using these cards today. I'm going to pull 3 cards. I'm going to show you each card. You decide which card you want to be your main theme of this reading, and then we'll put the cards together for the collective universal message for today. Okay? I hope you're having a great day today, and I hope your January has been good and you've been healthy. I know a lot of people are getting sick, so pray for health, keeping you healthy, keeping you safe. Ooh, okay. So we have card number 1, card number 2, and card number 3. Okay. So we're going to start with card number 1. Okay. So card number 1 is called Signs from Heaven. So this tells me that especially if you pull this card, that you're starting to receive signs and messages from the spirit guides that you have working behind the scenes with you. If you recall, if you watched last week's, we have free will as humans, and of course we have to give permission to any of the guides that are working behind the scenes with us. But that being said, they're still there. And they're still trying to get your attention. So maybe you're not noticing, and hopefully by seeing this message today, you will be a little more cognizant of what they're trying to tell you. So here's a couple of examples of signs that you might be receiving from your angels, from your spirit guides, that they want you to know that they're around. So the first might be that you're seeing pennies from heaven. I'm sure you've heard that. So that is usually loved ones that have departed that are trying to get your attention. Remember, we have archangels working with us. We have guardian angels working with us. There's a whole grouping. There's spirit guides, there's ascended masters, and departed loved ones. So, and I'm sure there's more that I didn't mention, but those are the 5 significant ones that we're talking about today. So they're trying to get your attention. So if you're seeing pennies, you have guides, departed loved ones trying to help you, trying to get your attention, letting you know that they're around you so that you can call upon them so that they can help you. Another example is feathers. Do you ever see white feathers? You might see different colors. I had a client who saw a green feather, which just basically said that I've never seen that before, but that was her cue to know that Archangel Raphael was helping her. That is the healing angel, and his color of light is emerald green. So if you're seeing feathers, that's a sign also. If you're seeing different color feathers, every different color means something. You can always reach out to me. I could share the details with you on that. Numbers, how about that? That's another one. If you look at the clock all the time and it's 5:28, or you're waking up in the middle of the night all the time at 3:42, that's a message. They're called angel numbers, and each number means something, so you want to look that up. You could Google it. I'm sure you're able to find it and see what the number means. If you're always seeing on the clock 111 or 1111, that one in particular is saying the angels are with you, keep your thoughts positive. So maybe you've been having some negative thoughts, and you keep seeing that because they want to remind you, oops, switch the thought. You want to change it into a positive. So instead of saying, I don't have or I can't do, you want to switch it. I can do and I have whatever it is that's going on in your life. And then animals, that's another one. So let's say you are seeing deers. You're seeing, every time you're driving, you see a deer. You see a deer. A deer is a symbol of being gentle. So what I usually say is, you want to think about, are you berating yourself? Are you being cruel to yourself? Because that usually means it's time to be more gentle with yourself. Stop self-criticizing. So that's an example. You might see a cardinal. Loved ones are close by. So there's different things, and this card is telling me, especially if you have picked card number 1, the angels are trying to get your attention to start to notice the signs. card number 2, Archangel Raziel. And he's coming through and he's saying, I am helping you with your spiritual gifts. So if you recall again from last week, we talked about the 4 clairs: clairvoyance, clairsentient, claircognizant, and clairaudience. We all have spiritual gifts. And I guess if you chose this card, especially for your main theme of this reading, your gifts are developing. I don't know which one is coming first, but it's something for you to take notice of. And it can simply be, if we're putting the cards together, they're trying to get your attention by sending you signs because they want you to become more mindful and more awakened to the fact that your gifts are developing. And it's simply that. And you know, how do you help yourself in doing that? Meditation is great. Daily ritual and meditation. And I don't mean you sit there for a half hour with your hands like this in crisscross seating. I don't mean that. I mean simply put your feet on the floor, make sure your feet are grounded into the floor, roll your shoulders back and down, sit upright. In some cases, you might want to lay down. There is no right way to meditate as long as you are going within, you're closing your eyes, you're still. If a thought comes in, you don't judge it. Just imagine that it's floating away. If it's important, I always say it will come back. If it's not, it was probably just a thought that didn't really mean much. So don't get caught up in the thoughts. Notice them, but then let them float away, like they're floating on a cloud. You just want to be still. As you develop that ritual for yourself, your spiritual gifts will start to develop more, and you'll start to see more synchronicities and things that occur in your life, like, wow, how did that happen type of thing. So that's card number 2. And card number 3 is love and accept yourself. So if you chose that card, kind of interesting that I brought up the deer. If you chose that card, that is telling me that you're being very hard on yourself. Are you accepting of yourself? Are you talking to yourself the way you might talk to a small child? Or, let me reverse that question. Would you ever talk to a small child the way you are talking to yourself? Because what this card is saying is that it's time for you to see you for exactly who you are. You are a loving child of your Creator, and you are perfect, and you are unique. And you're not going to be for everybody, and that's okay. But you have to be for yourself. So you have to have that or develop self-worth, self-love, and treat yourself with more love and kindness and accept yourself for who you really are. And in today's day, and with all the stuff that's going on in this world and all the critics out there and all the judgment, and we really want to be teaching that to ourselves so that we could teach and serve others that are younger than us and set the example for them so that we can create a more loving and kind universe. And although that might sound like hokey pokey or whatever it's called, woo woo, we have to start doing that, because we have to stop the comparisons and start just accepting ourselves for who we really are and share that with others and let everybody know it's okay to be you. It's okay to be you. So that's the message for number 3. And of course, if we're putting the cards together, you're receiving the signs, you're developing your gifts. And part of developing those gifts, you know, a lot of times when people are really expressing their gifts, they shy away from doing so because they really don't want to shine their light. Because if they do that, they're going to feel judgment. And that's where the self-worth comes in. So we want to put this together. And moral of the story is, if you're seeing this message today, the total message, you have something to share with the world. And whoever is needing to hear it is needing to hear it. So you need to start sharing it because it's important to others, and it's going to help to empower others that are hearing whatever it is that you have to say. Okay? Okay, so that's our message for the week of January 26th, or whenever you hear this message. I wish you a great week. I wish you a healthy week, more importantly, and have a great Sunday. Bye-bye.